Peace everybody, welcome to Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch, and today I'm going to preview this Saturday's welterweight title fight between Jeff the Hornet Horn defending his WBO welterweight title against Terence Bud Crawford, making his 147-pound debut after securing the undisputed 140-pound junior welterweight, super lightweight, whichever one you want to call it. But he was the undisputed champ in that division, and now he's moving up to welterweight, and his first scalp that he's looking to take is that of Jeff Horn. Now, in Jeff Horn, we have someone who came onto the scene who was relatively unknown to American audiences. He was a contender in the welterweight division. He earned a shot against Manny Pacquiao for the WBO title. He took advantage of that, shocked the world, and won that fight, despite what, popular opinion says. Record books say he won that fight. Got the belt. Defended against Gary Corcoran. Now he gets Terence Crawford. So what I'm going to do is talk about how they break down skill-wise and how I think the fight's going to play out. And if you are new to this channel and you haven't seen Rob and I together, because, we've been kind of separated location-wise for a while. But if you're looking for videos where you want just technical breakdowns and not breakdowns based off of personal opinions, emotions, and agendas, then you found the right place. Because we're just going to break down skills and how we think it's going to play out, right or wrong. We say how we feel it's going to go. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. If we're right. We still say it either way. So hit the subscribe button and tune in. So I'm going to start with the champ, Jeff Horn. Like I said, he had decent competition, beat one of the best welterweights, one of the best fighters of this generation in Manny Pacquiao, then beat Gary Corcoran to set this fight up with Crawford. So the things he does well, he has very good footwork, for one. He moves around the ring well. It is kind of awkward, and it can throw opponents off if they're not really focusing on what he's doing. One of the things that I did notice is that he uses his head a lot, as in he moves his body, he moves his head as he's using that footwork. But the problem is, once he gets into punching range, it all goes away. He will stand straight up, he will not move his head, and he will rush straight forward. That led to problems against Manny Pacquiao, and Corcoran was able to tag him several times cleanly because of this flaw. Hopefully they've been working on that coming into this fight with Crawford. He has decent power. I think he's respectable enough to where guys aren't going to rush in on him. In addition to him being able to move laterally, backwards, and in a circle pretty well, he's not a guy that you're just going to walk down easily. So he's got to use that to his advantage, and he has to continue that movement once he gets in the range to make Crawford miss and then make him pay once he misses those shots because he's moving his body and his head around. Also, he is the bigger guy. He's been a welterweight for his entire career, and Crawford started at 135. Well, that was the first time we saw him. I saw him, it was at 135 versus, I think it was, what's my man's name? Breeders Prescott. He stepped in late against him. So he started at 135, moved up to 140. Now he's at 147. So whereas height-wise, they're about the same. I think Horn's a little bit taller, just like a hair. And he's definitely bigger as far as being able. I don't think Jeff Horn will be able to make 135. But as far as that goes, they always say a good big man beats a good little man. In this case, I don't think we have that. I think the skills of Crawford, which I'm about to go over now, are much better than the skills of Horn. So the size can help him, but because of the skill gap that I'm going to go into shortly is what's going to lead to Horn's downfall. So with Crawford, we have a guy who has excellent distance management, excellent timing. He has decent hand speed. I think Horn's hands might be a little bit faster, just a little bit, just on sake of the speed of which they get to their target. I think Crawford's reaction time is a lot better. Crawford is a lot more accurate, and he's gonna have to use that and use it early because he is known as a slow starter. Now, he was able to get Ndongo out of there earlier. He was able to dominate his more recent opponents, and I think that is coming from him being used to being at that high pro level, and him and his coach being able to fine-tune their skills to where he can start to turn it on a little bit earlier. So that's what he's going to have to do with Horn. He's going to have to get his respect early because Horn is going to come in there thinking, I'm the bigger man, I can bully this guy, and he's going to try that. So Crawford has to use that range, use that timing, and use that decent power to get Horn to rethink that plan within the first 2 rounds. So if he can do that, I think he can cruise to a decision. His footwork is a little different than that of Horn's, whereas Horn moves around a lot. Crawford moves around only when he needs to, and only enough to get the room that he needs. There's no extra movement there. There's nothing wasted. He's very efficient with how he uses his feet, which are excellent as well. And we know he can switch to southpaw or orthodox, and he is known to do so in his fights. So that's something that the Horn camp is probably prepared for. It's just a matter of when he does it and how long he does it that we don't know. He is shown to be deadly from both sides, and with, like I said, that accuracy, if Horn gets into his range and does not move his head, it will be open season for Crawford to tee off on him. I don't think he'll stop him, but he'll land some respectable punches, maybe even open up a cut. And with Horn's style he's almost like a poor man's marriage between Ricky Hatton and Sean Porter. He's not that accurate, but he has decent hand speed, he has good foot movement, and he can close distance really fast. Unfortunately, it leads to him smothering himself a lot. So if he can get in there, maybe test Crawford's endurance and stamina by making it a very physical fight, which I think is what they want to do, we may see how well Crawford's gas tank is, because I don't think he's been in there with someone as physical as Horn is going to be with him. So that's a way that Horn can take the victory, because otherwise I don't see him outpointing him. I don't see him landing the cleaner, harder punches. I don't see him controlling the ring. I don't see him using effective aggressiveness or any of those criteria that they use to score fights. I don't see him doing that better than Crawford, but I can see him out muscling him at times and making it look like Crawford is giving up ground. So he can win rounds in that fashion. But like I said, I don't think he can do that enough to secure a decision against Crawford. I'm going with Crawford over a 12-round decision. Probably about an 8-4, 9-3 type of fight, where it's a lot closer than the scorecards lead you to believe. There's going to be a clear winner in Crawford in each round, but he's going to have to work to win each of these rounds, if you know what I mean. Horn is going to be there. He's going to be in his face. He's going to be trying to win. He's going to be throwing his punches. It's just not going to be as clean as Crawford, and that's what's going to be the difference in how the fight is scored. The judges are going to see Crawford landing. They're going to see him landing cleanly. They're going to see Horn react to those punches, and it's not going to be the same when Horn lands on Crawford. So that's it, guys. I wanted to make that really quick. Hopefully we got a technical toolbox coming for you guys really soon. If you like what you heard today, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can get all of our updates. Rob did the preview on the Showtime fights if you haven't watched that. Santa Cruz Mares 2 and Charlo versus Trout. This Jermell Charlo, not Jamal Charlo, because Austin Trout already fought Jamal Charlo. Be that as it may, that video is up as well. Make sure you follow us on social media, Capital Combat at all platforms. And we'll see you guys in the recap. So until then, fight on.